like secretly bought it on my mom's thing and she got a notification. My mom got it from me on Amazon.
All right, guys. So, these are two problems out of the textbook. Your homework last night was on delta math. Try these two things, which are just asking you to do express this as a sum in partial fractions. Exactly. Partial fractions. Three fractions.
I hate S's. I was like,
That's not watching for well
yeah.
Yeah, but. These are
Let's put it up again. What's on your desk? I think it's got an extra first. Oh, yeah, you can. Yeah.
Wow, this free range seating chart is making attendance really challenging. So I do not see Lexi. I do not see Colin. No Adam. Now I'm going to feel bad if I say, I don't see this person, and you're like, here I am.
Why would you think that? See, in fact, it's all. Wait, no, but then it's negative.
I need to change S's to X's because first period I did this and they were like, is that a 5? No. Sorry. And someone immediately said, why are there 3? What the heck, man? So partial fractions, first step is factor all units, right? Is that how it factors? Yes, no? So how many fractions am I gonna get away? 3. What goes on top, Jack? A, B, and C. Austin, next step.
Oh, you will fly.
Multiply by the stuff in the denominator. And I get 4 equals A times this stuff and B times that stuff and C times this business. Ivy, what would you do next?
Try to figure out like x equals 3. Or x equals 3, yeah. And then you get 4 equals 15.
So plugging the 3 into these two terms, all the stuff related to A goes away, all the stuff related to C goes away. So she said, plugging in 3 times 3 plus 2. B is 4/15. All right. So, yeah.
I'm going to do negative 2.
And when I fix my typo, which is written,
I got C's 2/5.
so here plugging in negative 2, this guy goes away and that goes away. And negative 2 times negative 5 is, so you got C is what? 2/5? Okay, I agree. Caitlin, how do we do the last one?
I do T equals 0.
Everybody has to pick the hard ones first. Okay.
Yeah, and then I got negative 6 times this one.
So A is negative 2/3. Remember this stuff, partial fractions. So, all right. Can I erase the work so we can, it did not ask you in the problem to actually do the integration. Oh, I erased the answers, okay. Well, cool. A was negative 2/3, right?
Yeah.
B was 4/15, what was B?
Yeah.
4/15. And C was 2/5. Now, if the problem was integrate that, we just did the partial fractions. So Ellie, how do I integrate the first piece?
So I would split it up and I would take out 2, yeah, and each of the 3, and then just
Okay. Arabella, what would the second one be?
plus 4/15 ln x minus 3.
With absolute values. Lorelai, the last one?
It would be 2/5 ln x plus 2.
And then plus C because we had no numbers on it. First period had integrated this first one as negative 2 ln 3x and then did chain rule. Is that also correct? Yeah. Which as the greater, that sucks. The difference comes out in the plus C. This plus C is a little bit different than that plus C, but it's all just a difference in the constant. So, there you go. All right, so this is number 4, partial fractions. Lots of work in getting there, but not that hard, just kind of tedious. This one's a stinker. It said do partial fractions. What do I do? The bottom doesn't pass. Divide. Oh, gross. Do the long division. First period was like, well, it's perfect cubes, I can factor that. True, and it doesn't help you. The bottom is not perfect, it's perfect squares, but it's not difference of squares, so that doesn't work. I'm gonna put placeholders in here. We didn't do a lot of these in pre-cal last year with holes in it. To make it so it's less problematic, I'm gonna put placeholders. Jared, first step to the long division.
And see how many times y squared plus 4 goes into that, and it's y times.
Okay, so how many times does y squared go into y cubed? Is y number of times. Chris, what do I do now?
I think you do like subtract.
I gotta multiply first before I subtract anything and do that yet. So y times y squared and y times 4. And for me, early Alzheimer's or on-time Alzheimer's, I don't know. I changed the sign and circle it to be like, all right, I'm subtracting down. Y cubed minus y cubed goes away. And I have negative 4y plus 1. What now?
Then you can part it.
Then how many times does y squared evenly go into that? It doesn't. So Cleo says this is now this. But partial fractions I can't, like, that's all they asked you to do in this problem was pull it apart. But if I asked you now actually integrate that, believe it or not, you have the knowledge to do this right now, and it's tricky as hell. Anybody have any insights?
Is that inverse straight?
Maybe. It's not any one thing, it's a combination of things is the problem. Yay, we love those. First of all, are you guys okay with the long division? I feel like it's the inverse tangent too.
Oh. Okay.
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness.
I had a
I'm
really
excited.
you pull out a 4, and then it's y squared over 4, which you can simplify to y over 2 squared. So
Pull out a 4 out of the top, out of the bottom, out of both. I don't know. Okay,
or bottom.
okay, so hold on. First thing, it's divide and conquer. So first period was like, it's u substitution. Do u is y squared plus 4, then du is just 2y. And then we had this plus something on the top, and it was a problem. And then someone else saw that kind of feels like that freaky arctangent, which you were about to take us through. It's both of them, but you need to pull it apart first. So for the middle part, for this one, we're going to do what Gabriel was doing. He said pull that 4 out. So this integrates to be y squared over 2. And this one with the u substitution is integrating 1 over u gross. And then this is arctan of y over 2. There's a 4 in the bottom. Chain rule, divide by the derivative of the stuff inside, so divided by half is multiplied by 2, and we have plus c. Right? Okay. Evil. I have one more evil problem to show you, and then I'm gonna have you do like the worksheet from hell. Because, yay! Jared's looking forward to it. Okay, you guys all right with that grossness? He says no. I blame first period because they picked the numbers. Seems so innocent. So how would we do it? Who knows? Okay, first period also suggested quadratic formula. That would be horrendous. It does not factor. So if you are resorting to quadratic formula to then try and do some kind of partial fractions with that, that is so unpleasant. Don't do that. So partial fractions doesn't work because it doesn't factor. Can we do use substitution? No? Okay. So then it's got to be one of the other things we sort of know. What gives us a squared term in the denominator without having an x up top?
You just like subtract 1 essentially from 17.
Well, I can't subtract 1, but
Well, you pull it out
I can do that. Why is that helpful?
because then you can factor it without the 1.
How does that factor without the 1, and why do we want to do that? You guys see it yet? What is it?
The inverse function.
I don't like that. Well, sorry. Okay, so I had to show you one of those because the worksheet you're getting is all kinds of wicked. It's okay, Jack. First period even sort of found some of them fun. Okay, so to show you the top of the worksheet. All of them look super similar, and they all have very different ways of solving. So I'll give you this worksheet in a second, but I want you to just look at it, look at all three, and see if you can figure out just the method. Which one's tabular? See? So people are saying this one is voodoo, tabular, integration by parts, all three of them. I agree. Colette?
B is just arc cosine. Well, it's cosine squared.
So 1 minus sine squared is cosine squared, so trigonometry, and 1 over cosine squared, well, that's known as secant squared, and that we know a trig function who has that as its derivative. Tangent, okay, thank you. What's the first one? Now that we've done these other things, that one's now the hard one.
E substitution.
Nice job, Sienna, who was also, yeah. U substitution, the U value is the x squared plus 1. Okay, so the worksheet is to actually do the integration, not just pick the method, but yeah, that's what they look like.
Oh, it's just you.
And some of the stuff we did in the warm-up was to warn you of the tricks that Marty did.
So far.
It's like you asked.
You're wrong,
I really did.
I'm just gonna do this.
Well, I think you're jealous that you did not do that problem.
You're right, but you're wrong. You didn't have to.
Are you missing more of
Imagine.
with a party and thing?
Could be.
Be able to ask somebody. Ethan and Chen, you guys got one?
Okay, I don't. I don't.
Think you got one?
Just know that you
I'm
use
sort
them.
of forgetting.
Okay.